In 1824, a British army marched confidently into the forests of West Africa, armed with guns, discipline, and the belief that victory was guaranteed. But what happened next shocked the entire world. Within hours, that army was wiped out. Their commander, dead. His skull, taken as a symbol of defeat. This wasn't Europe. This was the land of the Ashanti Empire. And this is the story of how a powerful African empire didn't just resist the British, they destroyed them. Before we dive into the main story, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell notification button for more interesting video like this. But to understand this victory, we must go back to the king who built the system that made it possible. Before the British ever faced defeat, there was a king who changed everything. Osei Kwadwo ruled circa 1764 to 1777. He didn't just rule the Ashanti, he transformed it into a superpower. His revolutionary changes. Merit over birth. Leaders were chosen based on ability, not just royal blood. Centralized power. The king tightened control over regional chiefs, creating unity. Strong military system. The army was divided into wings, left, right, center, with coordinated command. Economic powerhouse. Kumasi became the heart of gold trade in West Africa. These reforms turned the Ashanti into a disciplined, organized, and deadly force. And decades later, that system would face the British Empire. By the early 1800s, the British Empire had one goal: control the Gold Coast, modern Ghana. But there was a problem. The Ashanti already controlled the inland trade routes. Tension grew between the Ashanti Empire, coastal allies of the British, like the Fanti. Soon, war became inevitable. In 1824, British Governor Sir Charles Macarthy led about 500 troops inland. He believed the Ashanti would retreat. He was wrong. The Ashanti plan: lure the British deeper into the forest, surround them silently, strike from all sides at once. This was not chaos. This was strategy, built on decades of military organization. The moment came. Gunfire exploded from every direction. The British, confused, trapped, and outnumbered, collapsed. Soldiers fled. Formations broke. Communication failed. Within hours, the British force was annihilated, and then Macarthy was killed. His skull, later preserved as a symbol of Ashanti victory. This was one of the most shocking defeats in British colonial history. The Ashanti didn't win by luck. They won because of terrain advantage. They knew the forest. The British didn't. Superior strategy. Ambush tactics and coordinated attacks. Military structure. Thanks to reforms from kings like Osei Kwadwo. British overconfidence. They underestimated an empire they didn't understand. This victory sent a message across the world. The Ashanti Empire was not to be underestimated. For a moment, an African empire had defeated one of the most powerful forces on earth. But this wasn't the end. The British would return. Stronger, more prepared, more determined. The Ashanti had won the battle, but not the war. Because years later, the British would come back, with bigger armies, deadlier weapons, and a plan for total. The question is, how did the Ashanti go from defeating the British to eventually losing their empire? That is the next chapter. For more videos like this, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.